I just got done listening to JID's brand new album, God Does Like Ugly. And man, I've been such a fan of JID JID since 2017. He's just been super consistent with the projects, the features, and just outperforming, overperforming in a lot of times. And still, I don't think he has yet to get in those conversations of one of the best of all times. But I feel like with this project, I think it's time to start having those conversations, because he's been very consistent for X amount of years, and with this project only being 15 tracks long, keeping that bitch under an hour, I appreciate that. This was an incredible project, from start to finish. Now, there was one little hiccup, but it's just not doesn't take away my enjoyment of the whole entire album. I really like having Westside Gunn as a feature at the beginning of this, just to kind of set the tone. And when we get to You Ugly, Glory, and Work, just really good back-to-back bar heavy tracks. And then Community, where we get our first real feature with the clips, just insane. One of my favorite tracks on there. And then we got Vince Staples on VCRs. G's, the beats on G's is so haunting. I was just like, man, this is such a spooky fucking beat. And then when we get to track 8, 9, and 10, that's where the album kind of slows down as far as just the production goes. It's a more soft and slower type of songs and stuff like that, except for Skate. Skate is the first time I really seen JID or JID just kind of tap into that mainstream kind of sound, but also that nostalgic skating ring vibe. Really dope. But going back to these 3 tracks where it's clearly more of the slower R&B-esque type of part of the album, I'm not the biggest fan of Don Toliver, so that track is probably the weakest to me, my least favorite. But then you get No Boo or just Heartfelt. Those 2 songs are really good. And track 12, that's probably one of my favorites out of the of Blue. Now, whenever you see Mereba featured on a JID project, it's always going to be a 10 out of 10. They don't miss. And I really like how she just is a part of the vocals at the beginning. This is the longest track on the album at 6.5 minutes or something like that. And then K-Word, just another bar heavy track, and for Keeps to kind of wrap everything up. I feel like this album is truly incredible from just not only the production standpoint, but just the lyricism, just the way that JID is able to experiment constantly and kind of build on previous sounds that he has kind of showcased in previous works. I really like this, you know what I'm saying? My top 5, I would say off the top of my head, would be in no particular order, would be Community, G's, I like Skate, I like track 12, I like K-Word, and I like track 13. And I'll even throw in For Keeps. I really like all of these tracks, other than the one with Don Toliver I could do without. Other than that, this is definitely a clear album of the year contender. We'll have to see what else releases, but this was well worth the wait, and I really like the rollout that we got to this. Surprisingly, no J. Cole feature here. Doesn't really matter. I don't think J. Cole needs to be on every single JID project. But let me know your top 5, or what were some of your standout tracks. Or is this the first time you've ever listened to JID? Let me know your thoughts. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.